And I'm pleased to say that today it is a gorgeous day here in my town. The sun is already out. There's not a cloud in the sky. I'm a big fan of the sea, and I'm lucky I live on the sea. So yesterday and the day before and today and tomorrow, I go out on the sea on my little paddle board. Sometimes I even take a sail, and I like to enjoy the good weather. And we really have had some very nice weather recently. So we're going to do weather vocabulary again today. Yesterday we did weather vocabulary from a slightly different book, and I'm going to show you the book because it's a good book. Where is it? Where's my weather vocabulary? Okay, have a look at this. This is where I took yesterday's vocabulary from. This is an old version of it. It's an electronic version, and yeah, you can very often find these electronic versions online. And we did chapter 32 from this book. Now I wanted to show the author, Michael McCarthy, Felicity O'Dell. They're exactly the same authors for the book that we're looking at today, which is Advanced Vocabulary in Use. It's still Cambridge. Yeah, I'll show you what it, Cambridge University Press, English Vocabulary in Use, Advanced. And again, it's by Michael McCarthy and Felicity O'Dell. Now, all we're going to do is look at one chapter on weather, but I will put some of the questions on my website, but I certainly won't include the whole book. And I think I'm being fair here. What I think I'm doing is advertising their book. Yeah, please go and get it. It's a great book. And so I'm not going to put all of this book on my website. That would be unfair to the writers. And I try to be fair. Yeah, but I would like to take a page of their book just to show everybody what a great book it is. So that's what I'm doing today. We're doing weather and climate in the advanced version. But I show you these things, guys, so that you go out there and get these books. I mean, yeah, I know there are online versions and things like that, you know, that you can get your hands on. And personally, I think that when you copy online documents, you're sharing rather than stealing. That's the way I think of things. But I still like to be fair to the people that created these things. And so please go and get these books. They're brilliant books, and they're well known as very reliable vocabulary books. So if you would like to pick up new vocabulary, please use these books. So this is chapter 34 of the Advanced Vocab in Use. And once you've watched this lesson, please go to my website and you can click for a link to the exercise to test your understanding on this vocabulary. But have a look, we did some of these yesterday. The very first one, bit chilly today, isn't it? Maybe I can use, no, maybe that's better. Nope. Okay, we'll stop that. But bit chilly today, isn't it? Chilly means a little bit cold, yeah? So very similar to freezing, although freezing is stronger than chilly. And nippy. Nippy we use quite often, okay? In the UK, we often use nippy or chilly. Okay, so all three of those are pretty similar. If we look on the right-hand side, we get what oppressive, sultry weather. Yes, isn't it stifling? Isn't it heavy? Isn't it close? Now, all of these words mean uncomfortably hot. Really, they all mean uncomfortably hot, especially when you're uncomfortably hot because there are a lot of you in the same room. I think we often say stifling, close, stuffy, when there's lots of people in the same room. So there's very little air in the room and it's hot. So these are also good words for when you're uncomfortably hot. Now, if you want to say you're just hot, you can say it's hot, isn't it? Yep, it's boiling, it's sweltering, it's roasting. And yesterday we learned it's scorching as well. So that's another one for hot. It's scorching. That does mean very hot. Over here, we've got what a downpour, what a deluge. Yeah, and both of these mean so much water. Yeah, I mean, a downpour is when it's pouring down, when it's pouring with rain, when it's chucking it down, when it's pelting down with rain. Yeah, pelting down works as well. So we do have a lot of words that mean a lot of rain. Shower just sounds like a light rain to me, but we normally say, yeah, it's chucking it down, or it's pouring, or it's pelting it down with rain. Okay, and then over here we got a bit windy. Yeah, it's really blowy, breezy. Yeah, you could say both of those. They're pretty similar to windy. And don't forget, we say draft for when a wind goes through a room, and we would say gale force winds for very strong winds, or a hurricane or a tornado or something like that. And lastly, isn't it humid today? This means hot and when there's a lot of water in the air, there's a lot of moisture in the air. Yes, horribly muggy, clammy, so you sweat a lot when it's humid. We also say stuffy for humid as well, so that's another good word for humid. Okay, climate and metaphors now, because we often use the climate metaphorically, and I think all languages do. So his dishonest policies towards the workers created a climate of distrust. Yeah, we often talk about a climate of distrust, a climate of fear, a climate of change, as in the next one. Yeah, so the recent government restrictions have created a climate of fear. Yeah, I would say that the newspapers have created a climate of fear. Yeah, over the course of the last year, there's a huge climate of fear. Some people are literally afraid of popping their clogs at any second, and popping their clogs means dying. They're literally afraid to go outside because the newspapers, sadly, have made them think that they're going to die. So the newspapers have created a climate of fear. It collocates very well. Now, the next one's the words cultural, current, economic, financial, moral, political, social, and prevailing all strongly collocate with climate in this social sense. So you can talk about the cultural climate, the current climate, the economic climate, the financial climate, the moral climate, and you really mean the situation. Yeah, you really do mean the situation. So that's when we talk about a climate of fear, we also mean a fearful situation, really. Okay, so we also say she has a sunny disposition, which means she's really cheerful. She's hardly ever miserable. Job prospects can be very sunny. Yeah, if your prospects are sunny, of course, they're bright, and it looks like things will be good in the future. You have good reason to be optimistic if your prospects are sunny. Okay, unfortunately, our plans met with a frosty reception. A frosty reception is a cold reception. So you told them your plans, yeah, you put across your ideas, and they didn't like them. They gave you a cold reception. Yeah, they received your ideas in a really cold way. So that's a frosty reception, a very good collocation there, frosty reception. You lied to me, didn't you? She said icily. Yeah, so if you say something coldly or icily, then of course it means you say it without any emotion, without any warmth, without any compassion, really. We also say I'm snowed under at work. I've done this one many times. We've done it already on this vocabulary course when we were looking at work. And of course, if you're snowed under, you have a lot on your plate. It's another good idiom for when you have loads and loads of work. When your work is piling up, then you are snowed under at work. And yeah, we also say you have a lot on your plate, or you have a lot on. You can just say that. I have a hell of a lot on at the moment. I have a lot on at the moment. So there are a number of ways that you can say you have lots and lots and lots of work. Okay, let's go a little bit further down. After the company accounts were examined, the manager left under a cloud of suspicion. Yeah, so a cloud of suspicion, we often say, and this means, under suspicious circumstances. Yeah, and so it sounds like maybe he was guilty of fraud. Maybe he was stealing money from the company accounts in some kind of way. Okay, and we also say, don't let your love for him cloud your judgment. Things can cloud your judgment. Yeah, so perhaps if you are, if you are in love, then of course this clouds your judgment. You're not so neutral. You are biased. Yeah, you're not neutral anymore in your judgment of that person. You are incredibly biased if you're in love. But all sorts of things can cloud your judgment. I suppose drink and alcohol and drugs, of course, they cloud your judgment. If you're under the influence, of course they do. Okay, we also say a hail of bullets. Now, remember what hail means. It's a good word meaning the little round balls of ice that hit you and hurt. They don't happen often, but they do happen. And we say a hail of bullets, and we say a hail of abuse. So the soldiers were hit with a hail of bullets. It means people were shooting at them, and the Prime Minister was greeted with a hail of abuse. No surprise there. Let's be honest, I don't think many people would lose a lot of sleep if the Prime Minister was greeted with a hail of bullets. We live in hope. But this hail of bullets, hail of abuse, it's really common, a very good collocation. So please don't hesitate to use it. It's a good expression to use. After the long flight, I was in a haze for a day or two. If you're in a haze, then it sounds like you are confused in some kind of way, or I mean, you might be in a haze. It sounds to me like in a daze, which is very similar. And so here is jet lag, isn't it? You know, the person's got jet lag from the long flight, and that's why they're walking around a little bit dopey, a little bit not really focused, not concentrated. Yeah. And so if you're in a haze, it sounds like you're unable to focus, unable to concentrate in some kind of way. I've only a hazy idea what you mean. Yeah, that would mean unclear idea of what you mean. So I've only a vague idea is another good expression. I've only a vague idea of what you mean. Okay, the truth is hidden in the mists of history. Yeah, as many truths are, I'm sure. A lot of truths are hidden in the mists of history, and what we actually learn as history is probably a load of old rubbish in many cases, in my opinion. So she looked at him misty-eyed. Misty-eyed would mean with love in your eyes. Yeah, it's like gazing at somebody. Gaze at somebody is a good verb to use if you're in love. And you gaze at the stars as well, because the stars are something that inspire you. Yeah, the heavens, the stars, you gaze at those. So we say stargazing. But yeah, misty-eyed means in love. Now, the article sparked off a whirlwind of speculation. We often use this whirlwind with speculation, a whirlwind of speculation. Yeah. And remember, sparked off means caused. Yeah. Precipitated, caused a whirlwind of speculation, brought about, for a good phrasal verb. Yeah. The article brought about a whirlwind of speculation. They had a whirlwind romance. This means a very quick, passionate, I shouldn't emphasize quick, but I mean really deep and passionate romance. But it sounds like they fell head over heels in love very quickly. Yeah, that's the quick part of it. It sounds like they fell deeply in love very quickly. So it's a whirlwind romance. The horses thundered down the racetrack. This means running, but the hooves are so loud it sounds like thunder. So to thunder can certainly be a verb of sound. Yeah, if something thunders, it makes a noise, a loud noise. And thunderous applause would be very loud applause. Yeah, a very loud, maybe a standing ovation would usually be thunderous because people are clapping very loudly. And yeah, thundery is used to describe stormy weather, while thunderous describes a noise. Okay, that was clear. And you've also got the winds of change, of discontent, of democracy. Don't often hear that, the winds of democracy, maybe, are blowing across the country. So certainly we could say that the winds of discontent are blowing across the whole globe at the moment, because I don't think many people are happy with what's been going on for the last year. Okay, so thanks everybody for watching this class. Please go to my website and you'll already find an exercise for yesterday's class on weather vocabulary. And you'll find the other stuff on parallel structure that I've already taken off YouTube. Yeah, it's all on the website. It's all over there. Yeah, over there on skypelessons.com. So that's all you need to do to go and find these lessons. I want to thank you all for support and for for staying on this channel and learning English with us. And please go to the website, guys. If anyone wants anything else, there's loads of stuff up there already, probably about 100 lessons already. And I'm going to keep putting stuff up there all through this week. So thanks, everybody. See you soon.